Pandaria welcomes you. The most cunning foes wait until you are desperate. They offer solutions you cannot afford to refuse. When the Burning Legion returned to our world, it was a desperate situation indeed. The heroes of Azeroth sought to arm themselves with the greatest weapons ever forged. Among these was Xal'atath, the blade of the Black Empire. A high priest searched far and wide for the blade.
It was me. I was the high priest. And the idea is, what if the brokers found a different way to hold their essence together? Use tech where the videos use magic? Maybe. Yeah. Now, this was representing Legion. Legion's invasion. So, a moment earlier, before we did the video one, we actually talked to Joe and he shows you the Legion intro cutscene. This is the story behind Xal'atath, Blackblade of the Empire.
Now listen closely to my tale.
If it's willing to work. And is the one button on the PTR? Yes. Can you throw away your keyboard yet?
The High Priest's search brought them to Tirisfal Glades, where they met with Alonsus Fowl.
It's actually working! Yay! If you're ready for like very subpar output, then 100%. But yeah, the button is in, and I'm really stoked with it. I think it has a lot of potential. Okie dokie! Welcome everybody. We are going to learn more about Xal'atath, and I have already been told by people like there's a data mine cutscene. It's awesome. I wish I hadn't spoiled myself. So I'm just going to put it out to you as well. Certain things are just more enjoyable if you experience them in game. If you don't care about that, then get hyped with me and we're going to explore it all together. This is the Xal'atath storyline, and in this case we're going to learn more about, okay, how did we find Xal'atath for those who've never made a Shadow Priest back in Legion. Let's find out.
How may I help you?
I've been working with Moira, Fauruzan, to infiltrate the Twilight Hammer cult. We've learned of an old ancient and powerful old god relic, a blade used at various points in the history to wreak havoc. Moira's double agent informs us as a new leader is rising, and he plans to cement this ascension using his weapon in an unholy ritual. You must find him, stop the ritual, and seize the artifacts.
May light and shadow guide you.
Look at me. I am the Shadow Priest now. Yay! How do you do, fellow cultists? Okay. I wonder if they're ever going to go into that secret war Alonsus Fall was a part of. It would be well cool. Staghammer notes, the new leader. Slaghammer even. Praise be to the new leader. Once the hand of the Twilight Father, the Shadow Deacon has decided now is the time to regain our past glory. While the Twilight Father left to serve Deathwing, the Shadow Deacon maintained his role as Bishop of Stormwind. He continued infiltration and recruitment efforts there for some time, until the fall of Deathwing and the Twilight Father. He then ordered what was left of our organization to go quiet and allow our foes the temporary victory even, sorry. But then he found it, or perhaps it found him, the Black Blade. They're talking about the bishop that was in Stormwind. They saw Deathwing back in the Cataclysm. You know how in the Cataclysm cutscene, Deathwing like flies over Stormwind and does like this whole rar thing? They looked into the beast's eyes and despaired, and that's how they became the Twilight Father, and they will go on to play a big part in Thrall Twilight of the Aspects, where they were ready to mate this blue dragon with the 5-headed dragon, and that thankfully never went anywhere. And that's also why in the dungeon with the Cataclysm, as you escort Thrall to get like the Dragon Soul, he's like, that's far enough, orc, hand over the Dragon Soul, and Thrall is like, never, and then the Twilight Father goes like, there's only power. That one. We have finished setting up a small base as per the Deacon's orders. He is driven, so sure this is the proper path for the Twilight's Hammer. We will be visible to our enemies, but he believes it is worth the risk. There's some sort of broken seal leading to a complex beneath the lake. The lake itself looks like it suffered a titanic explosion thousands of years ago. Somehow, the Shadow Deacon knew of this location and noted a Kafraxi died here. His plan is bold. He will use the Black Blade to resurrect the ancient being and restore the Twilight's Hammer to its pinnacle. Tomorrow, I go in to command the forces holding the upper area. He has already dampened the wards and preparing to enter the lower area. So in this, if you played Dragonflight recently, you might have actually seen more of this. This place, Tirisfal. For the longest time, people speculated, like, Tirisfal, they named this place because this is where Keeper Tyr fell. And this is actually incorporated into the lore much later. The story is about Ulduar, Yogg-Saron's influence, and Loken not wanting his betrayal to become revealed. And so he sent Kafrax after Tyr and his allies, to which Tyr is like, you guys go ahead. Is that a fishing thingy? You guys go ahead. I will hold the line, and they sacrifice themselves in order to get it done. What is this? Has this always been there? Who disturbed my guys? They were just trying to fish. They're just chilling, trying to fish, and now they're dead. Aw. Interesting screenshot. Ooh. Alright. Is that Ned Pago's brother? Oh, poor guy. Aw. That's always been there. Alright. The Shadow Deacon was a cautious and calculating master, preferring the
The
secrecy
High Priest learned the Shadow Deacon, the new leader of the Twilight's Hammer, found the Black Blade. Xal'atath changed him. He became obsessed with the Black Empire. The High Priest already knew of Xal'atath through their allies in Netherlight Temple. Moira Tharizon had an agent infiltrate the cult.
Uh-huh. The Shadow Deacon was a cautious and calculating master, preferring the secrecy of the shadows to direct action. Ever since he found the blade, his entire demeanor has changed. Arrogant, commanding, audacious. He now favors a bold plan to restore power to the Twilight's Hammer. The blade is called Xal'atath. It has come from an age before most of our races existed. We only have the scrawlings of previous holders to go from, while are mostly ravings of those who lack the will to wield the blade. Many of them say the same thing. They speak of the Black Empire. They speak of a time when our true masters ruled all of Azeroth. Massive sacrifices, living buildings filled with void energies. Sometimes we can hear the Shadow Deacon speaking to someone in his tent. He has mentioned the glory to Black Empire as well. No more tied to perspective. Uh-huh. Okay, into the tomb. So what's really cool for those that didn't play back in Legion, by the way, this location was used 3 times for the artifacts. First, warriors would go in, and they would actually follow the spirits of Thoradin of Arathor, the ruler of the Arathi Empire at the time, the founder of the Arathi Empire. Like Farin and all of that flows back to Thoradin of Arathor, who was really interested in history, and research led them into the tomb, even though his men were like, yo, we should turn away. Thoradin was like, nah, went in there and had battle with the Kafrax. But the Kafrax were slowly waking up, and so warriors went in and they finished the job. But they left the body behind. Xal'atath, spoiler alert, is gonna eat the body. And then Paladins followed in last, where they got the silver hand as a weapon. Oh yeah, the artifact stories were really good. Yeah.
We have an intruder.
Excellent. I was expecting him, but I don't think you were.
Surprise!
What? You traitor!
Moira said he'd be coming. I'm Slaghammer, paying my family's debt by hanging out with these buggers. Let me take down this barrier.
I think Slaghammer was part of a questline once upon a
The
time.
Shadow Deacon's already below, starting his ritual. To get there, we'll need to do a bit of work. If you have any questions, let me know. But we'd best hurry.
Now you can actually read the chat. That might actually be a bit better. The Shadow Deacon, you mentioned the magical blade. Can you tell me more? I knew Moira would want to know. I think the dagger's been behind some of the world's nightmares. That's seen if I remember the stories. It looks It looks similar to the stories told about the War of Three Hammers and Grimbatol. It oozes shadow and seems to cut the Vera light. I think it might have a mind of its own too. It seems the Shadow Deacon is sometimes talking and arguing, but to nobody at all. We best stop this ritual and pry the blaze loose of the cults. He believes they found the Tomb of Tyr himself. He died here a long time ago. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Shadow Deacon. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Let's go. Enter the Tomb of Tyr.
These buggers are suppressing Tyr's wards, so the Deacon can do his work below. We need to take them down. Start by dispelling the wards on the ritualists.
Oh, that's actually interesting, because I don't have the spell. Because I'm not a priest. But I guess just killing them will do. Alright. Kara sees the ambassador. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Is it Reinhardt's VA? Yes.
Destroy that creature before it kills us!
He does a lot of
There we go.
voice acting.
The path to the prison should be open. Well, if it ain't me old friend, we'd be doing the world a favor ridden into this baddie.
This is the Shadow Priest artifact questline back in Legion. But it's part of the PTR in the sense of we're doing Lorewalking right now. And stuff. I think if you look up his name, I think he's getting close to doing as many characters as Madsen has done. Yeah, see, you had to dispel those, but I guess they just made him killable. Oh, that works.
More of the Deacon's mind games. We could mass dispel them, or just fight through. But it wouldn't get too close.
Yeah, exactly. I, too, am happy that Cho is back, baby. Missed him.
Yes, the blade is right.
This
I
PTR, by
am
the way.
unstoppable. Once Sakaj lives again, I will hold dominion over this world.
Ah, you're called
Our
farting.
old leaders chose to work with pawns. I choose the real power.
If I was called farting, I'd probably go evil as well. Not gonna lie.
Defend me, Blade. You said this would work. You think to stop me. With this weapon, I can do anything. Anything!
Okay. But what if
You
I
cannot trust your own mind.
take up Xal'atath? Oh yeah, we can. No, that's teleport. That's not a cleanse, it's a teleport. Oh, that's a master spell. Oh yeah.
This shouldn't be happening. Why aren't you protecting me?
Hello, baby.
Weak and pitiful. The Twilight Father did not dare wield me, for he knew the price of failure.
Give me another chance. No! No!
You, on the other hand, yes, I foresee us doing great things together. Take hold of my haft and I will aid you. For now.
And there she is. There she is. The first time we met one another, ain't it, Xal'atath? Ah, that's cool. My paladin gets to do that cutscene now. Ah, neato. Okay.
Yes, we are eager to feast on the fallen Titan's minions. But first, Sakaj. The cultists may try to stir him again, or he could awaken on his own. We must consume his essence to ensure he is gone forever. You know this must be done.
Xal'atath has a mind of its own. Ignore its maddening whispers. Do not trust the lies it spins. Take from what you need, but also remember that the dark presence in this blade is not your ally. I mean, at least she doesn't lie about it, you know. Let's give it a good old schnecky poo, shall we? Num 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 num. Hey,
Thus
Joe.
ends the first chapter of our tale. Xal'atath was a constant whispering presence in the High Priest's mind. Yet they slew countless demons together.
I mean, it does say Idafort spy underneath Slaghammer, but yeah.
Greetings.
The Old Gods and the Twilight's Hammer. Keeper's Rest is another name for the Tomb of Tyr. Once, in this very location, the Titan Forge Keeper Tyr fought against the dark entity known as Akash the Corruptor. Although Tyr defeated Akash, he gave his life to do so. This is the spot where he was buried, a most sacred place. It was guarded by a secretive group that called themselves the Tyr's Hand. Tell me about the Old Gods. The Old Gods! Brrrr. That's what it says, okay? We're talking about the Old Gods. We all gotta go brrrr. They are terrifying entities, said to have been sent from the void to corrupt this world. Long ago, they ruled over Azeroth. Their combined domains were known as the Black Empire. One of these entities, Y'Shaarj, was said to have been defeated by the Titan Aman'Tul. In ripping Y'Shaarj from Azeroth, Aman'Tul damaged the world. Thus, the other old gods were sealed away rather than removed. They did not wish to damage Azeroth further. Over time, Azeroth's champions have defeated each of the old gods in turn. Are you sure that we did that, Joe? Brewdog, Joe says that we defeated the old gods in turn, and I wish that he wouldn't. Well, thank you very much for the 26, baby. Tell me about Y'Shaarj. Ah, my friends. Of all the old gods, this creature chills my bones the most. Once known as the Beast of the Seven Heads, Y'Shaarj was the old god that fell to Aman'Tul so long ago. As the Titan ripped Y'Shaarj from Azeroth, it is said that the old god breathed out one last terrible breath. That breath manifested the 7 Sha that plagued Pandaria. Anger, hatred, violence, fear, doubt, despair, and pride. Was there any hope for my homeland when it loomed beneath such shadow? The answer, of course, was yes. The champions of Azeroth rose to the challenge, and the last vestiges of the terrible monster were at last destroyed. I mean, true defeated is not the same as destroyed. You are very right. G'fun was a terrible entity of madness and chaos that was imprisoned within the city of Ahn'Qiraj in Silithus. Although dormant, he surged into action when disturbed by the Night Elves. This led to the War of the Shifting Sands, in which the Kaldorei and Dragonkind united to fight back G'fun's Karaji and their Silithid minions. The Great Scarab Wall was erected to keep the old gods contained. Of course, the gates of Ahn'Qiraj were opened again centuries later, but champions of this world fought and successfully defeated G'fun in the end. Nothing about N'Zoth? Hang on, not N'Zoth, hang on. Yogg-Saron, a most devious entity, indeed imprisoned in the depths of Ulduar by the Titans, his reach was still inescapable. His blood ran through the entire continent of Northrend, crystallized into the mineral Serenite. His blood, not his body. Interesting. With the blood came the old god's whispers. Many fell to Yogg-Saron's machinations, including a warden of his prison called the Keeper Loken. Yogg-Saron caused Loken to turn on his own kind and bring down the rest of the old god's wardens from within. Thankfully, champions of our world defeated Yogg-Saron in due time. And that's also the reason why these Thruks that we find here were sent off the Tyr. That was the whole Loken storyline. Yo, this is fantastic, by the way. Blizzard Entertainment, developers that have been working on this is phenomenal. In-game lore, like this is basically just reading Warcraft Wikipedia and be like, ooh, I wonder what this bit of lore is about, as well as the piece where you can play through it. Yeah, this is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. The Twilight's Hammer is an insidious cult that worships the old gods and seeks to bring about the end of the world. It has worn many faces over the years, but its purpose has never wavered, and each time that we seem to root the Twilight's Hammer out, it only twists into another form in another place. Perhaps it will always exist in some form, as long as there are those consumed by the idea of the apocalypse. No longer the Out of Twilight HO. I see.
Jade Serpent guide you.
At this point, the High Priest continued the battle against the Legion, with Xal'atath at their
In
side.
the final battle, Sargeras plunged his blade, flowing with poison, into Azeroth.
Oh yeah.
Xal'atath was one of many weapons whose powers were used to nullify the sword. She was weakened, but not for long. Hello.
Wow! Xal'atath. Holy shit, they added the Whispers of Xal'atath to the game? All of them? Okay. I hope you all got your schedules clear for tonight, because we're gonna be here for a while. Xal'atath often spoke directly into the mind of the High Priest, whispering opinions and secrets and memories. Fortunately, the High Priest kept a careful record of her words. Would you like to know more? What did she say in Netherlight Temple?
Netherlight Temple was a grand hall where priests gathered. There, the High Priest heard these whispers in their mind.
Do the Naru speak of the eternal conflict? That the entire history of your world is but a fraction of the time that has passed? Of those that came before the Draenei? No? I know the Naru consider us horrors to be resisted. We do not share this view. They are merely beloved brethren that lost the true path. They will return to their masters in time.
So these whispers, for those unaware, if you play back in Legion and you were playing with Xal'atath, then in certain locations, Xal'atath would whisper to you. There's, if you're curious about it, there's a whole Warcraft Wikipedia page with all the quotes, and she says some really interesting stuff. Some of it may not be entirely relevant anymore, but some of it might be. I'm trying to remember one that happened in the observatory in the Nighthold. She said something interesting there, but for the life of me, I do not remember what it was. Maybe it's one of these. I do not know. But what's really cool is that this makes it available for anybody that hasn't played with the Blade before, and they can now hear it. One that comes to mind is when you took her into the Emerald Nightmare raid, and you brought her to like the little flower at the end of the cave, and she goes like, "Oh, the prison is weakened, and Azoth is coming along." Yeah, so what an ingenious way of making this available. Because basically what happens is you can basically make any sound file in WoW play out on your game if you use a certain command in game. It's like a script command you can activate and you will hear the sound file play. That's how it works. How clever to incorporate that into this. And Jo goes like, "This is what she said there, and then her sound file plays." Awesome.
While wandering the world, the High Priest once heard Xal'atath whisper this.
It is ironic that the weakest of us may be the ultimate victor. Cthulhu, Yogg-Saron, Y'Shaarj, and... well, only one would remain to consume the world that was always meant to be.
Mind Flayer Ka'az was a powerful Naraki, a servant of the old gods. As the High Priest defeated it in the assault of Violet Hold, Xal'atath whispered this.
For this idiotic pustule of N'Zoth to have lived so long, it does little to refute my opinion of this world's new owners.
In one of the final battles against the Legion, Azeroth's greatest heroes fought upon the seat of the Pantheon, the Titan's very cradle of creation. When there, the High Priest heard these ominous words from Xal'atath.
Long have we sought entry to this realm. To think we have a mortal to thank for giving us our foothold. Your service will be remembered.
In a stronghold on Argus, the destroyed home planet of the Draenei, the High Priest and Alleria Windrunner encountered Lura, a Naru fallen to the void. Here, Xal'atath whispered.
Now this is true beauty. At least one of the mortals in your midst can appreciate what it offers.
Neato.
After Lura's defeat, Alleria did something unprecedented. She absorbed the Naru's void energy into herself. Xal'atath's whispers grew eager.
The caterpillar has become the butterfly. She is all but ours now.
And there are more whispers, by the way. There are more moments, as someone also pointed out, like, remind us of what she said with Odin. Xal'atath would allow you to call out Odin, and Odin would get so pissed that he would one-shot Shadow Priest. It was awesome. So basically you have, like, Xal'atath whispering in your ear, like, you should totally tell him he's... and then he smites you. But that one is not on the list. These are, though, so... I imagine if they've gone through the trouble of adding these specifically to the list, then you gotta wonder, is there a massive reason for it? I know. Interesting. Okay. Tell me more about Xal'atath's whisper. So we done those. Tell me more about Sargeras' sword and the battle that ended the Burning Legion invasion. The final fight against the Legion took place on Argus, the ruined homeworld of the Eridar. There, the heroes were able to triumph with the aid of the Titanic Pantheon. The Pantheon was able to pull Sargeras away from Azeroth before his plans could be realized, but he still managed to strike one last terrible blow before he was ripped away, plunging his blade deep within the desert of Silithus and damaging the very heart of our world. Sargeras defeats, and the artifact weapons were used to cleanse the poison. Oh, that's interesting. I'm kind of curious what model they would use, because this cutscene originally takes you in there, right?
Tread lightly.
Oh, no, I don't want a loading screen.
How does today find you?
Do you get rewards for doing this quest? Yes. A big toy at the end for the video one that we did, but also little lockboxes in between. And you can do this as a leveling path as well. You could do this at level 10, so you would get a little bit of experience if you go through it. Could you repeat what you said that would happen after the High Priest acquired Xal'atath? Nah, we got that, right?
In the final battle,
Yeah, we got
Sargeras plunged his blade, flowing with poison, into Azeroth.
So Valor Stones, little box.
Xal'atath was one of many weapons whose powers were used to nullify the sword. She was weakened, but not for long.
Okay.
Eyes open. Always be learning.
Blades, gambits.
Every good story needs a hero.
Though now only a blade of little power, Xal'atath was not idle. In the aftermath of the Legion's invasions, tensions between the Horde and the Alliance erupted into the Fourth War. Xal'atath took advantage of the many forces to play in the war, a gambit to restore his power. Was there always talk of Sargeras being poisoned? The blade being corrupted was always part of it. I don't know if they described it as poison back in the day. But it was most definitely in the sense of, oh yeah, Sargeras' sword out there is totally corrupted and we should cleanse it. Sacrifice your artifacts in order to make that stop. I don't know if they mentioned poison or corrupted, but same vein, ain't it?
Tread light. After the Legion was defeated, Azeroth erupted into the Fourth War. In the midst of the chaos, Xal'atath made her next move.
Yay. They also made mention just a moment earlier, Ronnie, about we prevented Sargeras from what he really wanted to do. Instead of, oh yeah, this was totally Sargeras' plan all along. But then again, it's also very much point of view, ain't
Xal'atath
it?
came before the High Priest once more, with promises of power.
So Xal'atath makes a return. And she needs sacrifices. She needs our help. And of course, we help her out because we are heroes.
Strength failing. I need blood. Souls.
Ah, crying, Naga? Y'all ready to be sacrificed?
For Queen Azara!
Why are my abilities on a 2-hour... Wait, whoa. Why are my abilities on a 2-hour cooldown as well?
Queen Azara!
What happened? Why did the toy... Hey, Noble, can you show off the toy? Yeah, sure I can. Oh, by the way, haha. You're now on a 2-hour cooldown. La 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 la. You did this on purpose, didn't you? I knew it. No, of course not. Where's my spellbook? Did I actually... Did it... How cruel of you to leave me in such a state. As you can see, we've done this on the warband, so these are all the... yeah.
The High Priest journeyed to stop the followers of Xal'atath, an old god, a dark creature who sought to corrupt our world. Let us have Mishi speed this story along, shall we?
Let's do it, Mishi.
How glorious it is to be renewed. Though I haven't forgotten your callous misuse of me in Xal'atath. Such a waste of potential. It pleases me that we have a chance to spend more time together.
Same.
You should know that of my many companions, you were my favorite.
Same, Xal'atath, same.
We will accomplish remarkable things together, you and I. Magnificent things.
Okay. Yeah, so far, Tone, this is magnificent. I don't think that was supposed to happen, though.
That which we seek is nearby. A relic of concentrated void energy. There, those novices are performing some sort of ritual on the stone. Stop them and take what is ours.
Okie doke. LOL! Oh yeah. You're feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. You all were upset about a one-button macro. How about no buttons? How about no buttons? You will have the need of no abilities and you will like it. It's like playing classic Paladin. Also, fun fact, as we are slowly meleeing our way here, Enonish. Apparently her name translates into like, I don't know, void sacrifice or something, or like willing sacrifice. So people smarter than I figured it out.
Does she actually think she can break open the stone? Fool. Were we not pressed for time, I would enjoy watching her fail.
But yeah, this is gonna be Xal'atath. So you all thought that Xal'atath was like a cute elf and whatnot, but actually she's just another spirit in an undead body. Till as old as time. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is an issue. Ah, no. This is actually an issue. Oh, no, never mind. I can interrupt her spell. My interrupt does not go on cooldown. Yay! I got this. Don't worry about it. Me and my interrupt. Activate trinket. Oh, yeah. That's how we do. That's how we do.
Unleash the Void Stone, my champion. It should provide the strength I need to help you find the other two relics.
No. Why is this also on a 2-hour cooldown? It's... Oh, no.
Yes. Yes! It's been so long since I took a mortal form. This body is pleasing, don't you think? Once again, you prove deserving of my admiration. Such a worthy champion.
That's what I am. I'm such a worthy one.
Tell me what you want.
That was nerve-wracking. Oh no, not at all evil. Nah. If it had failed, I just made a new character. Be fine.
The time comes soon.
Champion! There's some Azeroth champion! And there's been a foot thing since the beginning. Yeah. I don't think she has a toe ring at this point. She will get that one later.
Open your mind to the whispers.
Did the High Priest foresee the consequences of their actions here? Regardless, they traveled to Freehold. Mishi can help us get there safely.
A powerful Naga once possessed the trident. Now his underlings seek to recover it. What delicious irony that a pirate keeps such a coveted prize as a trophy.
Sho, do you really think any of the High Priest cared at this point? All you could hear miles around was bark, bark, and yes, my favorite Uwu new lady. I've been so alone since Sylvanas left me, but I'm so happy that you're here now. So, you know. She'll get the ring drops. Yeah, the toe rings. Why is there PTR stuff? What do you mean?
What do you seek?
Hi! Behold my cooldown list availability. Ha ha! Oh yeah.
I could have made captain.
This was Battle for Azeroth with the Crucible of Storms, which was this raid that I really did not like, but apparently the high-end raiders loved Crucible of Storms. I thought it was pretty damn boring. And in essence, what happens is a catalyst of events that happens with the Blade of Xal'atath. So Xal'atath was an artifact for Priest and Legion. They sacrificed it to cleanse the blade with Sargeras and everybody else. And then the blade resurfaced. And from the blade, we set her free. Or at least we're gonna try to. Like, apparently, Xal'atath is locked in the blade for some reason, and only N'Zoth set her free. But they never explain in the detail as to the why and the how and the what. Which is fun, because that means that there's still mystery for Xal'atath
so many possibilities.
Uncover. You'll see in a moment.
Such magnificence awaits us.
Okie dokie.
Xal'atath required one final artifact from the High Priest. Shall Mishi move us along?
Let's do it.
It is no mere coincidence that our paths intersect. You are meant to find me. I was meant to find you.
Oh,
A
Xal'atath.
grand destiny lies before us.
Really?
Surely you sense it as well as I. But enough musing. Make your way to the shores of Vol'dun.
Please.
That is where the third prize awaits.
Please don't kick me off the mountain again, because getting to Vol'dun is going to be a pain in the ass. Oh, nice. All right. Let's go. Come on, Westfall. No.
This way. I doubt To'atana will give us the crown willingly.
So To'atana hasn't always been this grand. He was a drab little crab once. But now he's happy as a clam because he's beautiful, baby.
Wow, Toatana. I hardly consider that fair of you to say.
Because he's shiny like a diamond in the rough.
Well, we will see about that.
Strut his stuff and make it look shiny. Why are you helping Xal'atath in battle for Azeroth? Because sexy elf.
What do you seek?
The pieces were falling into place. Only one task remained. Let us have Mishi hasten the journey.
Like, it's a really good question. Like, why would you help someone out like Xal'atath? Could you not have foreseen that that would end poorly? But we are adventurers. We do a lot of dumb shit. People reward us properly, and, well, she definitely rewarded properly. So, you know, we do things. We did things. If you give me a good chunk of honor level, if you would boost me to honor level 500, I am pretty sure I would murder everybody on Azeroth. Everybody.
Xal'atath often whispered to the High Priest about the old gods and their Black Empire. We have fought countless wars against them as they seek to turn our world to void.
Right,
Finally, N'Zoth was the only one who remained. He was waiting patiently for his moment to strike.
Oh, don't remind me, Cho. Cho, don't remind me of how N'Zoth dealt with being the final one standing. My heart. Oh, I can't take it. Don't do it. I don't want to. You already took me back to Shadowlands. Although, admittingly, taking me back to Shadowlands led to some really cool shit.
In
So maybe...
N'Zoth found an unexpected collaborator.
Unexpected? Why unexpected? What?
So many possibilities. A stone to call forth the darkness. A weapon forged in the depths. A crown for the ruler of all worlds. Hear me, God of the Deep. I have brought you the Opener, the bringer of truth, the torch that lights the way.
It is I. Hello.
Honor our bargain. Free me to find my own fate.
Go. But the blade must remain to serve my will.
A fair exchange. Shadows guide you, my dear friend. We will meet again. I am certain of it.
Oh yeah, there were feet here as well. I never noticed that.
I have dreamed your destiny, mortal. The hour is close at hand. That which was sunken shall rise. All that was sleeping shall be awakened. Receive my gift and see all truth before you.
So, why are we doing this? This is a new feature on the PTR, and it's something that
Xal'atath was freed from the blade and took a mortal form. Her past remained a mystery. But we lore-walkers are never satisfied with an incomplete story.
No. So, Shadow Priest did the artifact questline of picking her up in the tomb. That was Shadow Priest only. That was in Legion. Same with the Whispers. What you just saw in Battle for Azeroth was for everybody, but canonically, I think it was the Shadow Priest who reunited with Xal'atath. Hence why Cho was saying, like, yeah, they reunited. But gameplay-wise, everybody did it. Everybody found Xal'atath. The Shadow Priest did have, like, a couple of unique lines in the direction of Xal'atath chest sizing them for how dare you use me to cleanse or Garrus' sword, right? Horde Shadow Priest even. There you go. And what I do find interesting is Cho mentions that she was an unexpected ally, but at the same time, there is still the connection between the Blade, N'Zoth, and Xal'atath. She's like, free me from my fate. And N'Zoth is like, that's cool, but leave the Blade behind. So he was the one who set her free from the Blade, ain't it? No, not sorry. That's what we're here for, Tippy. Yeah, that's what we're here for. Tell me more about N'Zoth, his gift, and Ny'alotha. There are those who would say that N'Zoth was the weakest of the old gods. A misconception, perhaps, for research would indicate N'Zoth was responsible for many of the troubles that plagued our world. It was N'Zoth who corrupted the Black Dragon Neltharion into Deathwing. N'Zoth who was responsible for twisting Queen Azshara and her Highborn into the Naga. It is even said that N'Zoth helped craft the Emerald Nightmare. For a weak creature, N'Zoth was still a force to be reckoned with. The so-called gift of N'Zoth allowed one to easily discern who had allied with the old gods and speak with them. Indeed, it is said that this gift granted the ability to speak the language of the old gods themselves. It did? It did? Cool. Yet, one must wonder what the cost of such a gift truly was. Wait, if I click on my paladin, will it offer me the option to turn my chat into old gods? I never noticed that. But what was really cool about that gift of N'Zoth, so the cutscene that we just saw where N'Zoth like touches your head and gives you the eye. What was really cool is that there were several NPCs that you could find. For example, in Borealis, there's a couple... you can? Oh, sick. I never knew that. But there's a couple of NPCs in Borealis that also have the touch of N'Zoth upon their heads. And I thought, how cool would it be if someone like Anduin, for example, like high-stake characters would show up one day, say nothing about it, and just have the eye of N'Zoth on their head, and you're standing there like, oh my god, they got the eye of N'Zoth upon their head, I wonder what it means. But that never happened. Instead, we gotta have like a couple of random NPCs with the eye on it as well. So yeah. Then there is Ny'alotha. Ny'alotha, a home of the old gods and their minions. Not a place so much as a different reality. A vision in which the Black Empire had been restored and conquered our world. N'Zoth sought to merge Azeroth with his twisted version of reality, but the heroes of our world put an end to his plans before they could succeed. Indeed, yeah. Yeah, this PTR, yep. Twist the knife.
Farewell.
N'Zoth's gift was a dark one indeed. I can't wait to sit here and be like, yep.
Eyes open.
Totally.
Always be learning.
Totally. So scary. Oh, man. Can you imagine, like... Can you imagine embracing the gift of N'Zoth? Would it be me,
How
Joe?
does today find you?
Would it be me, buddy? Nah, not me, man. That sounds crazy.
Pandaria welcomes you.
It was you, wasn't it? You found Xal'atath and helped free her from the dagger. Let us keep that information between us. Some may not take so kindly to you with that knowledge. What? What? Joe knows! No, Joe! Oh, man, I'm sorry, but I did. I totally did.
Jade Serpent guide you. Every good story needs a hero.
Okay. N'Zoth, Sakaris' sword, Xal'atath's whispers, the blah blah blah. Okay.
Farewell.
He knows too much. I believe the information my fellow Lorewalkers and I have found is completely new. I'm unsure of its importance, but perhaps you can decide. Oh, I'm so ready for this. Are you ready for this? I'm so ready for this.
Tread lightly.
The blades paused. Oh, I know the blades paused.
Eyes open. Always be learning.
Many years ago, a stone tablet from Stormsong Valley made its way into my library. It took years to break the cipher and translate the fragments of runes etched into it. I will tell you what we have pieced together. A tale of yet more treachery.
Jade
This tablet is a record of a battle from long ago, when the Black Empire ruled all.
What does it say, Joe? What does it say?
The old gods sent all of their forces to Ny'alotha to counter an unexpected attack from Xal'atath.
What? 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 Xal'atath attacked Ny'alotha? Call upon N'Zoth's blessing to deal damage to the enemy. Release the Breath of Shadow, damaging enemies in the cone in front of you. Leap to a location, dealing damage and knocking back enemies upon landing. Gather strength of darkness to heal yourself. Alright.
Come forward, Chosen. Xal'atath seeks to usurp the Masters. Lord N'Zoth will not tolerate this betrayal.
Whoa, what happened? There it is. Okay.
You are here to follow orders. Serve as you are meant to. Listen well. You are here to follow orders. Listen well.
You are chosen. Pitiful though you are, be grateful.
Go and do as you are told.
Xal'atath brings with her an army of shadows and tricks. They are nothing to our evolved forms. You have been chosen, blessed with power by N'Zoth to serve as his champion. Go now and destroy them.
For the glory of the Empire.
Lord N'Zoth calls now upon his brethren to aid in Xal'atath's defeat. You have been chosen to make way for them to arrive. Activate the rituals to summon Yogg, G'fun, and Y'Shaarj. I'm gonna need a moment here. Okay, so the United Black Empire against Xal'atath. That's what we're going for, is it?
Do not go forth with N'Zoth's gifts of power. Your mission is too important for you to fail, minion.
Yes, my lord. Nom 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 nom. Nom 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 nom.
Meow. Oh, meow.
Lowly though you are, your contributions are seen and acknowledged. Bring the others to me.
Okie dokie. Whee! Ah, cool. Okay, so I'm guessing the sound effects still need to be adjusted just a little bit, but oh, maybe I wasn't supposed to pull this at all. Whoops. Huh. Master, I have failed you. I mean, you can at least check out what happens if you die, I suppose. Or you can't die. Whee! Okay. Am I dead now? Oh, I was. Okay. Sure. Alright. They're having fun in the pool? Yeah, I guess. You know, they also need to chill moments. Alright. Bring forth. Oh, this is travel to the upper level. Right. Bring forth. Nobody, because I can't use it. What? Okay, hang on, Akir forces. I'll be with you in a moment. Yeah, it is in this direction somewhere. I'm quite happy about this, by the way. I would say that this is about the right moment, the good timing when it comes to diving further into Xal'atath's history, because the mystery has been held on for long enough. Now it's time to get a couple more answers. Awesome. Oh, you can just DPS as you're dying? Oh, okay. Well, I am going to murder each and every one of them then. Whee! You think it's in the hole, but I was in the hole. I guess. Alright. Do we know how long ago this takes place? This is in the days of the Black Empire, so this is when the old gods ruled the world. Which is somewhere a long-ass time ago. It's before the Titans brought order to... Oh, you just die if... Whoa, what's happening? I like to swim as well, apparently. Yeah, okay. Hello. Thank you. It's before the time that the Titans brought order to Azeroth and imprisoned the old gods, so it's a long-ass time ago. Cool in the pool. Schlenky Bodenker. Thank you very much for the prime, baby. Welcome, welcome. So the Walk in Darkness ain't it? They're just attacking the carapace. At least 10 years ago. At least. Oh, it's here. Hey, the spawning pit. Come forth, Lord Yogg-Saron. Alright, in my mind, it was way cooler to be calling in Yogg-Saron. I was like, that's gonna be ginormous and huge, right? But nah, it's more like, there goes my hero. Apparently they found the tablets about this information. And like his fellow Lorewalkers brought this all together, and that's how he's retelling it. Now, it is diving into history. Who's to say if this is actually how it went down? It is their rendition, I suppose. But it's what we got. It's what we got. We're not summoning Kafun. Yashirash summoned, but I'm not allowed to click on that thing. Yeah, I thought, but like up there with Raden, he's not there. Let's see what the quest giver got. Oh, that's probably gonna be the turn in for killing the forces, ain't it? No, it's the next mini patch.
Serve as you are meant to.
You are covered in the dust of shade like the blood of your enemies.
For the glory of the Empire.
Okay. Well, let's see where they want us to be. Because that will lead me upstairs, and that won't let me go further. We could check, I guess. Maybe there's something inside. Whee! Yeah, maybe, Brett. Let's go check inside real quick. See what's happening here. Because there's most definitely a summon thingy here as well. But they are not active. Huh. Huh. And Yoshida summoned most definitely atop the temple up there. Alright. It's shiny now. Let's go.
N'Zoth should have known Xal'atath would target Ny'alotha when she learned what he was building. Fortunately, our aid will leave him in our debt.
So now I wonder what Yogg-Saron was supposed to say. N'Zoth should have known Xal'atath would target Ny'alotha when she learned what he was building. Unfortunately, our aid will leave him in our debts. He did say something. It's in chat. Wait, what? No. Nuzaf Yaxaran. Oh! Xal'atath's betrayal was inevitable. But she has played her hand too soon. We will crush her. Old Gods and Void, aren't they the same thing? They are aligned, but not all the Void is in the same vein. In a similar vein, like not all the demons are friends of each other and whatnot.
Xal'atath underestimates us. Her attempts to distract us have failed. Even we will work together when faced with such blatant betrayal.
Kafun said more than just, "You are already dead. You have no friends." Wow, he formed a proper sentence. Nah. Magic, that was. Old gods can work together. Oh, yeah. Just because they're beings of chaos doesn't mean they can't work together to certain things. Just, they prefer chaos. In the same vein of the Elemental Lords. Like, they most definitely love fighting each other. But we also had them work together with Legion. Interesting. And apparently, Xal'atath's betrayal... How dare you, Elden? How dare you? Xal'atath's betrayal was enough to bring them together. So they're building something which pushed Xal'atath in betraying them. Definitely a connection between Xal'atath and the other old gods.
You are here to follow orders.
I have no doubt about Lord Nazaf could defeat the Xal'atath without the aid of his brethren. If only she had not infiltrated us so.
Do not question their will.
They are ready. The lords hold Xal'atath within the keep. You are the pebble to trigger the avalanche of their power. To end Xal'atath. Go. Join them.
Go. This creature, Xal'atath, is not like Lord Nazaf and his kin. She does not appreciate their power or our Black Empire. Show her the error of her ways.
Xal'atath, you've been very naughty. It is time to learn. So what were they building then? Annex of Prophecy. Okay. Cutscene. 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 Let's go. There they are. Look at them. Wait. Hang on. Is it because probably because of my face is one. What is she? Last minute guesses. I mean, apparently she is a void blob, an aberration. Like, for me, what I would find really funny is if we go into the Raid Journal, and if we go into the Warvin, the Rubar Palace, and we go into the Bloodbound Horror, the Bloodbound Horror has, like, these Forgotten Harbingers. I thought it was kind of funny if this is what Xal'atath truly looked like. But according to Illyria, she is something beyond... She is something beyond just an old god. She's something far deeper and far more forgotten. Also, I see that we're going to get ads in like 10 seconds. So I'll wait before jumping down there. So we can run the ads full, of course. Apologies for running ads, but if we don't do it during the stream, they'll be auto-playing before the stream and it's really annoying. You can decide to subscribe and it will skip them. You also got like Twitch Turbo or, of course, you know, anything like an ad blocker or whatnot. It is at your discretion. What I also like is your Shiraj model. Like, Yashiraj is very much like the Shah-esque. I wonder if this is... I think this is very similar to what he looks like in his Hearthstone art, ain't it? Meanwhile, Kafun and Yaxaron are so fucking tiny, man. Look at that. They're wee babies compared to what Yashiraj and Azov are putting out. They're wee babies. As I mentioned, one of the things that I was really looking forward to, and what I think is where we're going to go next in the story arc when it comes to Xal'atath, is to learn more about her motivation in the background. And I've compared this somewhat to like an Emmett Selch from Final Fantasy XIV, where you don't necessarily have to agree with her actions or her motives, but to better understand her background and therefore get a better understanding of what you're dealing with. And that is exactly what we're getting right now, which has me very stoked. Like, we're learning about what is Xal'atath, how come she entered the Blade, what is her relationship to the old gods. I could imagine that going forward after this patch, so this is the, once again, we got to keep in mind, like, this is another small patch, right? Like, so we got Nightfall, the so-called in-between patch, right? Similar to the Side of Nile, but this is another one, and this is building up to the last big patch, which I think is going to be the last big patch of the War Within, and then we're going to be looking at Midnight. Now, we know from Midnight that we're going to get the whole housing system, so I'm kind of curious, like, what storyline are we going to go building towards? Like, if we're going to get the Arafi in this smaller patch, is that building towards, okay, we're going to go full-blown into the Arafi Empire? I imagine so, right? I imagine, but I do not know. But again, I'm so over the moon with Lorewalking. This is such a cool system. I am so happy that this has been added. I am ready. I am ready. Oh, Xal'atath, I am ready for you. Whee!
Xal'atath, you betrayed not only the strength of the Black Empire, but the very darkness that embraced you. As punishment for your craven selfishness, you will suffer in confinement.
Okay. Xal'atath, do you have something to say for yourself? I noticed that the quest says we're gonna defeat you, so I imagine that you're gonna break free, right? Chosen champions, building blocks. Look at this fucking army, man. Cool. Alright.
Eternally sealed. You shall only watch this world as it gains untold power without you. You shall never lay claim to it.
Eternally pathetic. You are mere pestilence, parading as lords. This is not the end of the game, only the beginning. And I have all eternity to play.
The last desperate cries of one who has witnessed the inevitable. But that was not all Xal'atath said. The tablet states she whispered in a voice only N'Zoth could hear.
So did N'Zoth make the tablet?
Consider what greatness could be yours if your siblings did not stand in your way.
No way.
The offer stands. You need only reach out and claim it.
This was how Xal'atath became the blade of the Black Empire eons ago. I fear this raises more questions than it answers. What is Xal'atath? Is she related to the old gods? What does she ultimately intend to achieve? Although Xal'atath's origins remain a mystery, her actions have brought harm to everyone. Perhaps that is all one needs to know in order to oppose her.
Okay, so I was looking at my chat window, like, can I find the dialogue? But in essence, what happens there is that Xal'atath betrays, or so they see it, the other 4 old gods, and they're like, we're gonna imprison you. It's been made pretty clear that she is not a fellow old god. Like, they definitely see there's a different creature. And apparently, Xal'atath strikes out because she found out what N'Zoth was trying to build. But what is it that N'Zoth was trying to build? I don't know. Do you know? No idea. No idea. And her imprisonment is... Her prison, the blade, is... You think she preemptively attacked because they were going to prison her? And therefore, they united to imprison her? Huh, interesting. Maybe. And then Y'Shaarj calls the verdict. Because Y'Shaarj was so powerful that he had to be ripped out by Amontul. So he takes like the forefront, right? Makes sense. And then Xal'atath whispers to N'Zoth and is like, you know, I'm just saying, with the right moves and the right plays, you could be the one, you know? You don't have to... Which makes me wonder, because... Honor our bargain, right? So she whispered to him there, and their bargain was that she was going to deliver... Which means that the events of Battle for Azeroth were... all the way back in the days of the Black Empire were already set in motion. So did she know how the story was going to play out? Or was it more like, when the time comes, I will help you? Both works. And I would like to lean towards when the time comes, I will help you out. And she brought him the opener, the torch that will light the way. She brought him us. To which she was like, honor a bargain, set me free from the blade. And N'Zoth was like, that's fine, but the blade needs to stay. Because he had created the blade. But again, what reason? Because if it was to imprison Xal'atath, it was purely there. What else did we use the blade for? It guided Nephanos into Azora Nyalova. No, into Nashatar. In Nashatar, the blade guided into Azora, who would then be pushed on into using the necklace. But that was all before N'Zoth was even imprisoned and the titles were even a thing. So to say he made that sword back in the day so that he would have Azora free him from the prison would be ass. That's not the thing that they're going with. I think it's more in the direction of it worked out very nicely, but I'm guessing it's going to be in a more vague description as in, hey, N'Zoth, listen to me, baby. If you would just, you know, hand over your fate to me, look at all the magical things that we could make happen together. Interesting. And as well as, like, she doesn't really... She has eternity to play, and she puts the pieces together. You will never claim this world, which also falls in line with the dialogue that she has in the promo pieces when it comes to the War Within. In one of the promo pieces, she says something along the lines of, the world's soul so long denied me will finally be mine. And now we know how it's been so long denied to her, because unlike the other old gods who had like a shot to claim the soul, she was put into that blade, right? Like that was her punishment. You will watch, but you will never claim. And now she has the opportunity to make it so. And she is the schemer, she is the deceiver. But is that all there is to Xal'atath? No. I highly doubt so. Huh. After seeing the cutscene, it seems she was an agent of the Void Lord. She was sent out to check on the progress of the corruption, but the old gods had their own plans that were different from her plans to try to set it right. It was sealed. Maybe. Can they just hire you to write and finish this thing? I'll be 38 this year. Enough is enough. I do feel like they're using the World Soul Saga to wrap things up, so that's good. Couple more years, Random Hero. We can keep going. Awesome. Genuinely awesome to see that connection to the whole story arc in Battle for Azeroth about this is the bargain between them. For so long, there was speculation about, okay, what is the bargain? What is the connection between Xal'atath and N'Zoth? And now we know. Now we know. And I really like it. It fits so well. We still don't know what Xal'atath is, where she came from, what her real purpose is. I missed it. Do it again.
Greetings.
Well, thankfully for you, the VODs are always available on Twitch. So if you go to my profile, you can see it in real time. Sargeras the sword, High Priest. Huh.
Farewell.
Excuse me. What did Xal'atath's last words to N'Zoth mean? Did she foresee their future collaboration? What was it her plan from the start? Don't say that, Joe. She just made use of the opportunity.
Thank you for listening to my tale, friend.
I would listen to you any day of the week.
Hello. Every good story needs a hero.
So we got a couple more crates. We got a toy. Are you gonna put me on 2-hour cooldown again? Bet you are. Echo. Call upon your memory of Xal'atath. Her voice will echo with glee whenever you kill a foe. That is literally the buff. Really? People are gonna go like, that is the best buff you've ever given to me. Xal'atath now whispers in my mind as I play the game. This is amazing. Thank you for that. You got another story for me, buddy? We also got that scroll that he gave us, the notes. Right. Xal'atath was first encountered during the Legion's third invasion. A high priest searched far and wide for the powerful weapon to fight the Legion's armies, and they found Xal'atath, Blade of the Black Empire. Not only was it a powerful weapon, but it seemed to have a mind of its own. As the high priest traveled the world, the blade would often whisper in their mind of dark pasts and futures promised. Yet when the battles came to an end, and Sargeras, leader of the Burning Legion, was defeated, the Black Blade had its power sacrificed in the process. The blade was thought gone, but it was not. It had been merely weakened. Not long after the Legion's invasions were brought to an end, Azeroth erupted into the Fourth War. It pitted Alliance and Horde against each other, and left an opportunity open for Xal'atath. She sought out one who could aid her in restoring her powers, offering them power of their own in exchange. In return, she was not only restored, but claimed the body of a slain elf as her own, although she was still bound to the blade. But not for long. Guiding her champion to gather powerful artifacts, Xal'atath used them to free the old god N'Zoth. Citing a mysterious bargain between the two of them. Whatever the bargain may have been, N'Zoth honored it, releasing Xal'atath from the blade at last. I mean, she kinda used us. We didn't release N'Zoth in that cutscene, did we? Wasn't it more like we went into Ny'alotha, into the whole Eternal Palace, and then we used the necklace to release him from the chains? But I think the long way around, she used us to liberate N'Zoth, I guess. But definitely the long way around. What was this unusual bargain? In the years that followed, lorewalkers discovered a story from a long, long, long ago, when the Black Empire still ruled all of Azeroth. The tale spoke of Xal'atath, a creature of the void, and how she turned against the old gods. Though the old gods rarely worked together, it seemed Xal'atath posed enough of a threat to drive them into doing so. They came together in Ny'alotha, capturing Xal'atath. As punishment for her betrayal, they bound her to the blade of the Black Empire. Yet she did not seem fazed by this. Instead, she secretly reached out to N'Zoth, offering him power and greatness, should he wish to seek her out and claim it. Was this the bargain N'Zoth honored when he freed her? What was Xal'atath? What drove her to turn on the old gods? These questions still linger, but one fact is clear. Xal'atath is a threat that cannot be underestimated. Multi-layered lock on his prison? Maybe. Like, in essence, yes, the events in that cave most definitely rolled into us releasing him from prison. So basically what happens there, if I remember right, it was giving credit to the Horde that they picked up the blade and brought it to Sylvanas. Why did we do that? Well, you could argue that it was because N'Zoth touched us. And then Sylvanas got into contact with Azshara. They made the whole bargain. Azshara was like, yes, bring over those people that you want dead. I'll drown them and you give me the weapon, which they did. And the blade was handed over to Azshara, who was planning to use the blade once N'Zoth was released from prison in order to finish him off once and for all. Except, you know, we kind of stopped Azshara before she could do that. But not quick enough for the prison to remain intact. So the prison was opened up, N'Zoth was released. And then the blade went from Azshara, as she was tortured in Ny'alotha, and nobody checked if she had the blade still, into the hands of Rephion, who then used it to slice open the carapace as we let Xal'atath walk away for no reason whatsoever. And after slicing it, as far as I can tell, it just blows up and it disappears. Like, job done, finally finished. But there was speculation as well that the blade was still out there and Azeroth put himself in there. But I've never really been a big old fan of that theory.